looked like the cub had finished suckling anyway. And there's a good view of it. Just having had a nice full drink. And it'll be soon that we see this cub gnawing on meat. At around 3 months of age, they will start being exposed to meat. Who knows, maybe even already this little cub has been exposed to meat. Its mother has been displaying some very bizarre behavior, and on 2 occasions we had her take kills back to the den site, which doesn't really make sense because it of course could attract other predators like hyena, leopard, or other leopard sniffing out an easy meal, or even lion. It would obviously pose a major threat to the cub. Yet she did that twice. Who knows if the cub managed to nibble on... Oh, it looks like it's getting playful. Watch the end of Mom's tail. I think that's going to be the prime target. Ah, this is too good to be true. What an incredible, incredible scene this is. For all of their 3 eyes lined up now. And I could not have asked for a better welcome back to work after 2 weeks away from this wonderful wilderness and the wonderful animals that reside in it. This is so epic. Look at Mom just plonking on the head with the tail. There's also been some other good news since I've been gone. I'm told that Kuchava, another female leopard, who sometimes spends time on our property, she kind of lurks on our southeastern boundary, or corner of our property, she has also given birth to cubs. I'm not sure if anybody knows how many just yet, but there have been reports that she's been seen lactating. So lots of cute little spotted cubs in the general area. Now, I wonder what Mom's plans are. I'm not too sure when she had her last meal. She seems not to be starving, but always tricky to make a call when they're lying down because their stomach could be getting pushed up by some uneven earth below. But who knows, maybe she'll get up and head off hunting soon. Ravi, you wondering if leopards can ever have twins? And yes, they could. It would be unique. I'm not sure how often it's actually been recorded in the wild. But more ordinarily, they'll just often have multiple, siblings, not necessarily twins. So they can have brothers and sisters, and leopardess can give birth to up to 4 cubs. But usually 2 or 3 is kind of the average. Of anything, 2 will be seen moving around outside of the den. The first 10 to 14 days of their lives, they'll be blind and helpless. But as far as we know, it's just been this cub that's made it out of the den. How many other cubs may have been born or may have been killed, we are certainly not sure. They could have been, been complications at birth. There could have been some stillborns, or who knows, maybe an animal like a snake slithered into a den and consumed some of them. Sadly, like I was saying earlier, they've got a lot of trials and tribulations, and they can often be killed by other animals, very often leopards, especially the fathers of male leopards who are not the fathers of these cubs. Now, Ravi, you interested to know why the males don't play a bigger part in raising the cubs? Well, it's a good question, but it's kind of typical with all of the big cats. There are literally no big cats that will assist females in raising their cubs. Not the lion, not the leopard, not the cheetah. Lion occasionally, possibly through default, may be around with the pride of females and could maybe assist in chasing off other males, but they don't devote their time and their energy to looking after the safety of the cubs. But it wasn't too long ago, Ravi, where we had a sighting of this leopard's sister, Shadow, her sub-adult cub who's approaching a year of age, as well as the lady's boyfriend / husband and their daughter's father. They were all in one sighting together, but usually it's when, they're just crossing paths through default, or possibly if the father is trying to steal a kill from the ladies. Kim, you'd like to know if the cub's spots will change at all as they get older. And not really, no. They won't lose or gain any spots. The spot pattern will stay the same. They'll just get bigger, I guess, as the cub gets bigger. But the kind of patterning will stay the same. And it's very, very useful for... Oof, looks like that cub's getting quite feisty back there. Just getting a few glimpses of it really chewing on something. I'm not too sure what, if it's Mom's tail or she's having a go at something there. Looks like Mom's getting a little bit irritable. But it can be very useful, sorry, as I was saying, with identifying cubs and leopards and keeping track of them and their movements from a very young age up until adulthood. Looks like this cub's getting a little bit bold here. What is its next move going to be? Now, just like humans, a mother will only be so tolerant of its child, and there'll come a point in time where she'll hiss and snarl and tell it to behave itself. But looks like the cub is, for now, just teetering on the right side of the law. Who was that little hiss at? Were you hissing at Mom? Were you wanting her to play a little bit more with you? Look at Mom's tail going around fiercely. Let's give it a minute or two and see if this cub doesn't liven up a little bit. I've got a feeling it might. Oh, you've grown so much. It's incredible how much they grow in such a short space of time, and I'm not able to hazard a guess as to how much bigger it's got, but it definitely seems far more sure-footed and definitely considerably larger and definitely more playful. This has been by far the most playful sighting I've been lucky enough to have of this cub together with Mom, and it looks like things are just going to get better and better. Mom's taking this opportunity to do a little bit of grooming of the cub as well as kind of meeting its requests for a bit of playtime. Oh, got swatted there. Oh, yes, you are very good at jumping onto logs. You're going to need to jump onto much bigger, higher logs than that, though, in the next month or so, because we all need to realize that in a very short space of time, we are going to see this cub in some dangerous scenarios because of the fact that it's going to need to start feeding on meat. It will be in scenes where there are hyena lurking below, sometimes lions on the scene. Who knows, wild dog could tear on to a scene with a kill. So we are going to have some very treacherous and exhilarating moments in the future with this cub. For now, though, it's absolutely cute and awesome and gorgeous, as a lot of you are saying. Look at her eyeing out that tail. Is she going to make a pounce for it? You shouldn't chew on your foot while you wait. You should focus on the task at hand, and she could pounce at any stage. Oh, is she going to go for it? I'm already calling it a she. I need to be careful. Diane, I'm very, very happy that this has made your day. It's not only yours, it's also mine, and I'm sure a lot of others who are joining us on this very, very special scene. Mom's getting herself clean, and now that, oh, having some trouble with the flies, and I'm guessing that we could very shortly be up and on the move with this leopard. Oh, no, she's not quite ready just yet, which is fine by me, because when she does start moving, it may be hard to stay with her, and she also may leave the cub behind. She may command the cub to stay put while she goes off and focuses on getting them their next meal. Look at how cute this is with the little cub draped over Mom. Now, something that is also very important for all of us to just take account of is the fact that leopards are ordinarily very, very shy and elusive animals. So to be able to be allowed into the proximity of a leopardess with her cub like this, with them showing very little, absolutely no heed to the fact that we are actually here, is something that is incredibly, incredibly special And it's a huge privilege to be able to be seeing what we are seeing, especially considering the fact that it is coming to you live, unedited, unscripted, and most importantly, unaffecting these wild animals as they go about their business as if we are not even here. And it's the slow and gentle habituation of these animals that allows us to then follow them, and when this cub grows up, whether she's a girl or a boy, she will hopefully also let us follow closely what she gets up to. But it's going to be at least about another year and a half before, well, on average, before she becomes independent, or he. And I'm looking forward to being able to spend as much time with this little cub as she grows up. Well, First Lady, you just mentioned that she's got very similar looking eyes to Tumba, which is one of her brothers from a previous litter. And it could well be the case, and I'm glad you've noticed that. I certainly don't consider myself an expert when it comes to reading into the finer differences between these beautiful cats, but some of you guys really do have an eye and a knack for being able to pick up these differences. What I can tell you is that they are a beautiful color. They've changed slightly. They were a bit more of a bluish tinge a couple of weeks ago when we first saw it, but it's not uncommon for really young leopards to have a bluish green colored eye, and then for it to kind of change into a more browny gold as they get older. Okay, well, I think we've had such a wonderful sighting here, and if any of you would like to continue watching this live safari, feel free to hop on to YouTube. That's an easy option, and we aren't going to go anywhere. But for all of you who have just joined us on the Nat Geo page, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed this incredibly cute little sighting. We will see you all next time. Okay, everyone. Well, I'm sure you're all, just like me, having a thoroughly enjoyable time. And we're going to not move a muscle until we have to, but you are going to shoot back to Noel for a quick update.